What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unleashed Performance Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, Robert McNair, of course, here with my co-host, Jamie Reyna. And today we have certified personal trainer and nutritionist, friend of mine, co-worker, Eugene Bramble. Eugene, how's it going, man?
It's going great, man. Just trying to survive this cold weather Texas is going through.
Oh yeah, Jamie's up there in the Panhandle. He's laughing at us right now because we're shutting the city down. We heard a few flurries are coming in, and Houston's like, nah, we're not playing with that.
Dang, the Panhandle, huh?
Oh yeah. It's there's actually a little bit of snow outside still. It snowed yesterday, and I was kind of nervous driving back from Austin, coming back home because I wasn't sure if I was in Erica's car and it doesn't have the best
Uh-oh.
traction on that thing.
Oh,
But
man.
I made it. I made it.
You made it.
All
You made
right.
it. Yeah, they don't chance it with Houstonians with the ice on the road because we're pedal to the metal. We're going 80 miles per hour everywhere we go. So
Always,
city is
always.
shut down.
Yeah.
All right, Eugene, glad we got you. Been expecting you for a while. Got a first of many episodes, hopefully, with you because I know you're a man of many words and very knowledgeable. But today we got you on here talking resolutions. All right. So, but first, let's go ahead and tell us how you got into health and wellness and fitness. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, thank you definitely for having me. I know we've been playing a little cat and mouse, but glad to be here. First podcast. Yeah, but no, health and wellness, I was definitely one of those kids where you just went to school because that's what you're supposed to do, high school. And senior year rolled around and they started doing the career thing. You take the career assessment and what you'd be good at. And it was like lawyer, doctor, architect, and then it's like personal training is like fitness. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do one of those things. And talked to my family. My sisters were like, just pick the one with the shortest education. Because if you make a mistake, like you could bounce around, but if you go for like doctor or lawyer, like you wasted a lot of time to figure out you don't want to do it. So I was like, cool, let's go with that. I've always been an athlete, so yeah, so kinesiology ended up being my major, and I just fell in love with it. Definitely notice a difference as an athlete, a collegiate athlete doing track and field, that I kept trying to coach people. Like sometimes it would annoy my coaches, like, hey man, like chill out, I'm the coach here. But then it's like, if you're right, you're right, cool, you could be the assistant coach. And that just kind of opened up the door in realizing that I had a passion for it. That I had a passion for teaching, a passion for fitness, and more knowledge about it. And then when I got my AA degree, and when I was working on my bachelor's degree, I asked my coach to write a letter of recommendation. I think it was for like a scholarship. Um, and the way that she wrote about it, I hadn't I didn't see myself in that light. And she was like, he's an expert in biomechanics and physics and the way that he's able to utilize. I said, me? Oh, okay, yeah, I love
Kind of
I love
gassing it up,
biomechanics.
huh?
Yeah, I love biomechanics. Like I struggled with anatomy, so I was just like, cool, if I'm good at that stuff. But like just hearing someone talk about me like that, gave me the confidence to actually really take it serious and really get to that next level. Yeah, and that was just kind of the birth of fitness and education for me. I also was one of so I graduated in '09. So born and raised in California, got a track and field scholarship to North Dakota. So like I know you're in the Panhandle, Jamie, so you kind of know where that.
You won't
I
catch
was,
me in North Dakota, man.
yeah. So I got a scholarship up there, and then when I graduated in '09, I came back to California. Complete recession. There was no jobs. It was real tough. So somehow, family and friends led me out to Texas. I ended up in Houston, and just hit the ground running. Personal training at different gyms, and then I ended up at a rehab facility, and then still pursuing my own thing. So uh, I would really think that Texas helped me to get to the next level, when it comes to fitness. Because before I was just doing athletes, um, track and field, and like personal training, like my sister, my aunt, for a couple bucks here and there, nothing big. But Texas really opened up the door opportunity for that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think whether it's personal training, physical therapy, like you said, everyone's kind of you start in that athlete bubble, and that's kind of you feel like it's your passion, but it's such a big umbrella when it comes to training and teaching stuff like that. It opens new doors for sure, and I always thought that I definitely wanted to just work with athletes, but I think I get a little more when I can help, if you want to say, quote unquote, normal people kind of reach their
Yeah,
goals, stuff like that. So I can definitely feel that.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, athletes, yeah, it's fun, but at the same time, I feel that I get the same thrill working with some athletes, because I have worked with like literally some of the best athletes in the world, and been able to coach them. And then I've worked with like pageant girls, so like all the Miss Houston's and Miss Texas, like they took some of my classes. I got to work with them, so it's like, oh, that's cute, you're pretty, and I'm gonna kick your butt. So it's like, come to class. You can't hide from me. They would always try to hide. And regular fitness people, as well as if you have a neurological injury or disease or something of that nature, like the intensity uh, and the reward that you get for their success, it's all the same. It's really no different. I would say the only difference is like with athletes, you just tell them what to do and they're gonna do it. Like there's actually less reward because it's them. Like if I design a crappy program and you're athletic, you're gonna be successful. If I design a great program and you're an athlete, you're just going to be really good. Like there's that, you know what I mean? They're just going to find a way to be successful. Um, with regular people, or the neurological population, like sometimes you gotta pull it out of them, and I feel that there's more of a personal connection. Um, there's a lot of accountability that you put on that person, and a lot of psychology that goes into training them. Because the athletes already have the psychological aspect of it, they have that heads up. So definitely.
Right, right. So getting into it, the with the resolutions, of course, right on time. The new year, we're still in January. I'm sure some people are still hanging on to their resolutions that they made just a few weeks ago. Um, and I know Eugene, I know you got the numbers rattling around in your head and stuff, but I looked it up, and was saying like 30% of Americans go into the new year making a resolution, and only like 10% of them are successful with those resolutions. And of those 30, almost 80% of them are fitness or health related. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's where
Yeah.
Eugene, you come in. So you're the nutritionist, the personal trainer. You it's almost like every time you work with a client, you're kind of setting a resolution. But of course, we're going with the topic, the trends, the social medias and stuff.
Yeah.
Where okay, new year, new me, all this stuff. Why do you think when people go in, there's so many that fail? Why do resolutions fail?
Yeah, so 100% right. A lot of people get into it. Uh, they're joining that mass movement of, hey, we're gonna get it. Like you said, New Year, new me, let's go. New Year's resolution. There's sales, advertisement, and then they crash. And why do they fail? Because they plan to. Like they didn't plan for success. They literally just said, like, someone asked them a question, and some people get lucky and they're successful. What is it, that 10%, long term, that may stick with it at the most, but they plan to fail. They didn't actually create a smart goal. They didn't look at their schedule. They didn't analyze themselves, to see mentally where they're at. Um, I think that's like one of the biggest reasons why people fail. So like I did actually kind of write down a couple things, right, on like why people fail. So like, have you heard of SMART goals?
Mm-hmm.
right? So, so like SMART goals, you want to be specific, right? So if I just say New Year's resolution, I'm going to get in shape. Like, what does that mean? How do you know when you're in shape? That's like kind of like, so like Jamie, you're a PT, right? And so it's kind of like,
Working on it.
oh, working out. All right. So so both of y'all are working on being a PT. So like,
He's a PTA. He's licensed. Don't let him.
oh,
Don't
you're
let him fool you.
PTA.
He's licensed. He's a
Okay,
PTA.
PTA. So
He's
it's
out here
kind of,
making bucks. He's out here making bucks.
so it's kind of like if they have a goal. If your patient said, all right, let's have a goal. I want to be ambulatory. I want to walk. Okay, cool. What does that mean? You want to take one
Mm-hmm.
step, two step? You want to walk to the bathroom? What does that mean? Or, oh, I just had knee surgery. I want to get better. Well, how do I know what better is to you? I don't even know what you did before. You just came in. Like this is an eval. So I think having a specific goal is necessary. Something that's measurable, right? So I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. Well, what does that measure like? Do you want to lose mass? Do you want to lose body fat? Do you want to put on muscle? Do you want to feel good? I'm on the back end of my 30s, and and, and right now, like I just want to feel good. Like if I don't work out, I have back pain. I can literally have a six pack, and I will have back pain because my abs are weak. Because I don't like everyone has a six pack. It's can you see it or not, right? So like you can see my six pack, but my abs are weak. So like it's got to be measurable. It's got to be obtainable. You got to have a target. So looking at those SMART goals, I think can really set somebody up for success. And literally just take your time, take a week or two uh, to plan for that success.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one of those biggest things when people make these resolutions is like you said, they kind of just say it. They say, "What's your resolution?" Well, I'm gonna try to go to the gym, and that's their resolution. That's the entire thing. There's no plan. There's nothing that's going to get them from A to B, right? They're just I'm gonna go to the gym more
Yeah,
often.
definitely. And like even within that, like you said, like yeah, I just want to go to the gym. Sometimes like if you don't know what that end goal looks like if you're going upstairs of success, like I'm on the couch and this is me being in shape. All right, this is Jamie, this is RJ in shape, and you don't know like how to get to those stairs. Well, who cares about step 13? Let's focus on step one. you know and I think having those smaller steps to work your
Mm-hmm.
way to success, even when you don't know what the next one is going to be a lot more, you're going to be successful in the beginning, first off, and then you can build momentum and confidence, right? So like don't let your first step, what is it, like the standard step is like 13, 14 inches, right? Like don't take a 20-inch step like it's not like commercial grade regulation. Like if you can't be leaping up on that first step, like each step should be small and successful, even if you don't know what the next one is. So whatever it may be, like let's say a first step for you is, well, I haven't worked out in a year. Let's try one workout a week. Like there's no need to go 5 days a week. There's one one of the PTs in our clinic said there's no prize for first place. So it's like why you rushing? Like it took you 15 years, 2 years to get in this
Mm-hmm.
position. So let's start one week at a time. Let's do one workout. Well, what do I do? I don't know. How about you ask Chad GPT? How about you Google it? That's like we have all this technology. You don't know? Hire somebody. Hire a PT, a personal trainer. Get a friend that's more and more shape. Get your spouse. And hey, I see you always go on this walk. Can I walk with you? Have somebody to keep you accountable. I think for me, it's be successful for 2 weeks, whatever habit that is. Drinking water, working out once a week, 2 weeks. If you fail to be successful in those 2 weeks, whatever you said you were going to do, that 2 week clock starts over.
I
Then
like
on the
that.
next,
I like that.
yeah. Yeah. Then add on to that. And then, all right, now I got working out once a week and I want to eat one healthy meal a day. Cool. After 2 weeks of being successful working out, now I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to work out once a week, maybe eat one healthy meal a day. Do that for 2 more weeks. Now you're at 1 month. And you'll start to see results as you build those habits.
Yeah, I see Eugene, you're already stepping on toes early, coming out firing, talking to me. But definitely I think that's a lot of people's issues when they decide they want to start a something new, that they dive in head first and just instead of sticking that toe in the water, testing the waters out, they're just cannonball straight in, and then they realize that they're in over their head, so just pretty much automatic fail, like you said. And I've come to realize that for sure that resolutions aren't just exercise. You have, like you said, healthy eating. You have different stressors that you can probably wean out of your life as a resolution, stuff like that. But going back to the healthy eating and the diet, because that's something that I consider myself healthy. I exercise, but I can honestly say I do not eat probably like I should. And I've seen you work with clients and giving them like food programs and nutritional advice and stuff like that. Before you even start with a nutrition eval, what's what's the number one thing that it's like everybody across the board that you're gonna go in and tell them, hey, this is what you need to start with? Like, what's the bottom step?
The bottom step. Good question. Um, so normally what I would do is, especially with nutrition, is I make them fill out a survey, right? It's a questionnaire. And I tell them right off the bat, do not give me a basic answer. Like, give me a thoughtful answer, you know, complete sentences. Like, I rather you have like one or two full sentences than like a segment question just kind of built up that doesn't tell me anything. And so like the questions build on top of each other and it allows me to understand what their environment is like. What is your setting? So maybe, who do you live with? Oh, my husband and 2 kids. Cool. Who does the grocery shopping? I do. Who does the cooking? My husband does. Does your do you have support when it comes to fitness and nutrition? Yes or no? So it'll be like basic questions like that. But then when you get into the deep questions, um, well, why do you want to work on your nutrition? Well, I'm always tired and I don't really have that much energy. Well, why is that important to you? Like sit back in my therapy chair. Why is that important to you?
How do
And
you feel about that?
right? Jot down my notes. um, and it's like, oh, well, it's difficult for me to get through the workday, and then I still got to come home and have a lot of things to do. Okay. Why is that important to you? Well, because my kids are getting older and I don't really have that much time to play with them. I can't really keep up with them. I just come home. I just want to order some food, drink some wine, watch some TV, and go to sleep. Why is that important to you? To be able to spend more time with your kids and to have more energy. Well, they're getting older. I don't really know who they are, and I see that my daughter's starting to gain weight, and she's getting picked on at school. I guess I want to be a role model to her. Why is that important? And you keep going, and you realize I want to have a healthy family. I want to live a healthy life. I want to travel to go to Spain and be able to walk up those steps and not be out of breath. And I got knee problems, and that's why you're here. You know. Um, so normally I'll start off with that. And that's all done behind the scenes. The reason why I like to do that is because if you're not willing to actually uh, fill that out, you're not ready. Like people will come in there and like, just give me the answers, man. Just give me what diet? Keto. I love keto. All right, cool. Keto's good. Atkins diet. I've seen that on TikTok. Well, not TikTok anymore, right? But and they just want to like they want the quick answer. It's like, cool, that's fine. You want the quick answer. You're not meant to work with me. You're not really ready. This is a marathon. So I'll start off with that. And if you can actually answer that question, then we can start off on the beginning steps. What's your why? What's your motivation? From there, I do the same thing that I do with fitness. What is the easiest step? What is the easiest thing that you can do as far as building a habit? Um, if you pick something that you would be embarrassed to say, I was not successful at it, right? I'll give you a good example of a habit that I had. I saw this, I'm pretty sure, knowing you, RJ, I know you've seen this. There was like this military guy who gave a commencement speech and about like success for people graduating from college. And he said, wake up every morning and make up your bed. He said, if you can make
I've seen that.
your bed, have you seen that?
I've seen that.
Yeah. So he's like, if you can be successful making up your bed, you've already won the day. Like you've already done one thing successful, and watch how that builds. Jamie, you don't know me. Maybe RJ could guess this. How long do you think it took me to be successful to make my bed every day as a grown man in the back end of his 30s?
Well, let me start by saying I still don't make mine, so I'm still failing over here. So
I did
took
before I had kids. I did before I had kids.
it took me like 2 years, man. 2 years to really make that a habit. And I picked way too hard of a goal because it shouldn't take me 2 years, right? Like it's something simple, but I would start it and I would stop. I would start it and I stop. Like my bed's always made, even if I take a nap. But it took me 2 years to be successful at that. I should have picked something easier. Yes, it's embarrassing, but not so much now because like I know like I'm not the only one that's doing that, right? So that was a terrible goal for me. That's a terrible habit. So pick something simple. Drink water every day. Eat one piece of fruit every day. Just that. Uh, Something that simple. Build on that, and it will literally take care of itself. As long as you know it's healthy and you put in the time and research, I think you'll get to the next level.
Nice. And for sure, taking that step by step or small piece by small piece for kind of a greater good. I think that's definitely the mindset that people have to establish to be able to like reach bigger goals. And again, 2 years for you to make up your bed every morning, that's a big deal. But what do you feel is one of the greatest accomplishments, or we'll stick with the resolutions that you set your mind to it, and that's something that you're proud that you can say that you've perfected or accomplished, or still to this day still going with it.
I would probably say that's a really good question, actually. I would say
Man,
that,
Eugene, I don't see you speechless much, man.
yeah, I'm usually, firing. Fitness has always been a part of my life. You know, from being a little kid and skateboarding. Most people don't know that I used to skateboard, vert and everything, all the way to like Ninja Warrior and gymnastics and football. So I've always been active. I would honestly say is it's having that life balance. Um, where I don't, for me, fitness can take over my whole life. Like I could literally be a professional fitness athlete where all I do is work out and I would be perfect at it. But for me, it's actually scaling back and having that balance. Like, do you want to be buff and in shape? Or do you want to be well balanced? Meaning I can lift weights all day, but then I'm tight. So am I stretching? Am I doing recovery? Am I eating healthy? Am I in nature? Um, am I being social? going out and doing social activities, being in nature and things of that nature. So I would probably say the biggest thing for me that I've really stuck to is having balance. So for me, it's either working out most days of the week or at least getting 1 or 2 days in. Meanwhile, I'm normally working out 5 to 6 days a week. So for me, scaling back has actually allowed me to be more successful. Just work out most days of the week, 3 or 4 days a week. Don't spend all day in the gym. I could be in there 2 or 3 hours, just getting it. An hour, hour and a half. That's good enough. And the reality is, I've actually seen better results. I've seen way better
That's a
results scaling back.
that's an interesting concept. Scale back and be more productive and accomplish stuff. That's good.
I kind of know where you're coming from with that. When I was in college, oh man, this was probably 20, maybe like 2017 ish. I was working out 4 to 5 days a week consistently for 3 years. I think it was. I never
Right.
missed a day in the gym, and I called into work multiple times just so I could go to the gym. Like I was killing myself in there, and I don't feel like it was healthy. And looking back at it, I was like, what was I doing, right?
Hmm.
Like I was spending too much time in there, and I wasn't able to step back and enjoy my life while I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah, man. I think I was probably on the same page as you. It consumes yourself. It consumes your life, and that just becomes your identity. And then it's easy to have burnout. That's super easy to have burnout where you don't even like. Okay, it's kind of it's kind of like being on a dating profile. It is like, all right, what are you into? And it's like gym, meal prep. It's like duh. And
Hey, what do
that's
you do
that's
for fun?
yeah. Oh,
Meal prep for
oh.
fun.
Yeah. Protein shakes, of course. So it's like having that balance in life. I think RJ, you had said that earlier about stress. That's a great way to release stress. Is to have hobbies and balances that if I'm in the gym all day, um, then I'm going to say I can't do the other things, right? And if you look at some of the number one reasons why people aren't successful in the new year, they always say time. I don't have time, available for it. So then you get like, you look at people who are successful and like, well, how did you do that? Oh, well, I do an hour of cardio a day, and I do 30 minutes of strength training, and then I do 30 minutes of yoga. Oh, by the way, my gym is about 20 minutes a day. So you're spending 4 hours on fitness. Yeah, yeah, but I still cook fresh meals, and I go to the grocery store 3 times a week. And you start adding that up. I'm like, well, no wonder you can do that. You're a single bachelor, you know? I got a spouse, I got kids, I got a dog. That's why I'm not in shape. I'm just it's just my life. I cannot do it, right? And so I think having that balance and prioritizing, right? So scheduling and saying, all right, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be my goal. I'm going to do a home workout, or I'm going to pick a gym that's close. I'm going to do online training, and I'm going to start with 30 minutes and not let anything get in my way. Cool. That's 30 minutes. You have to have 30 minutes of your day, you know. Maybe bump that up an hour. Bump it up until you feel that you're getting the results, but it's not impeding on anything else, and you're less likely to feel the burnout, which is usually the number one reason why people what is it, by the end of January end up quitting. It's like 86% of people end up quitting their New Year's fitness resolutions. It's like, well, yeah, you definitely burn yourself out if you went 5 days a week on the first week because you're sore. you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
People don't
definitely
like to
talking
hurt.
about nah, they don't want that DOMS. You don't want that
Mm,
DOMS.
Mm-mm.
it's real. It's real.
But talking about the like the balance and the burnout, stuff like that. Of course, we're in 2025. We got stuff at our fingertips. We have this technology available. Again, I'm a person that I am not taking full advantage of it, and I know it. But you personally, Eugene, you have any apps, whether it's for exercise, nutrition, anything like that, whether it's just getting your day scheduled, your daily itinerary? Is there any technology that you, I don't want to say use as a crutch, but use to assist you to get through stuff?
Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely. I would say the first thing that I use is I got back to the old school technology of, right,
Hey,
right.
Hey,
pen
there
and
you go.
Look,
paper.
I got an iPad right here. I got my phone right here. But honestly, like, I just went on Amazon and I found a planner, and it's very detailed. It has like quarterly goals, and you write it out. Like, all right, for this quarter, I'm working on these 5 goals. Usually, I'll only write 2 or 3, and then it's like, what's your action items? All right, and then you fast forward like a third of the way of the book, and then it's like, all right, here's your 1 month calendar, and I write out a couple of things, and then I go to the week to in another third, and then I write down the week on what it is I'm working on and what are my habits, right? So for me, I do that Saturday or Sunday, and I plan out my week. I've been more successful doing that because, like, right now I'm doing the dry January. So my last drink was January 2nd. It's what, the 20th. So I haven't had anything to drink. Um,
Right with you,
but
man.
hey, we got to fight strong. And
Yeah, good luck, guys. Had a drink yesterday.
I
I'm working on it. I'm working on
but like I do that, so I'm mentally prepared going to the week, and it's something very fulfilling about being able to check off each day. Like, do not drink. Check Monday. Check Tuesday. It's something about that. So for me, that worked the best for me. But as far as like just in general, I say people need to start Googling. Like, don't wait till you get a health professional in front of you to ask all the questions that Chat GPT can. It's like such a
it.
waste. It's such a waste of time. I like Chat GPT. I like Peloton app. Their training app, they have some of the best trainers. I get on there, I'm like, yo, I've never seen this exercise before. I learned a lot from them. You know, uh, sometimes your gym actually has an app. So like when you check in on your gym app to check in to go to the gym, there'll be online classes, there'll be in-person classes that you can do. Um, I'll buy like oh, this is a big one. So Black Friday sales, holiday sales, everybody's like, I'm gonna buy gifts, I'm gonna buy shoes, I'm gonna buy clothes. I buy education. So what I did is I got on men's health magazine and women's health magazine, and I bought an annual subscription for like $9. It's like 15 bucks for the whole year. And then they'll give you like workouts, they'll give you everything from nutrition, fashion, even like health sex, everything on there. Mental stuff, like it's everything that's bundled up in there. And they even have it for the UK. I think the UK version is honestly a little bit better. The Nike training app is amazing. The Nike training app, you can actually pick out your plan and say 8 week plan for abs, 16 weeks to run a 5K. And they'll start you off, they'll coach you, they'll motivate you. I believe Adidas had an app, but I think it may have got discontinued. But I would literally just start looking at those fitness apps, Chat GPT. The other thing is, if you don't know, just Google, like, learn how to ask questions. What are the top free fitness apps? What are the top paid fitness apps? What are the top paid whatever? Like, just ask like Google and Chat GPT, and they're not always 100% right, but they can lead you down the right hole. And then now you're at least thinking, versus, hey, just give me the answer. And if that's you, that's fine. Just pay
Right.
for it. Pay for a trainer, a certified trainer that gets results. Now, me personally, I prefer trainers that are healthy looking. It doesn't mean they have to be buff or super skinny or whatever, but like, are you practicing what you preach? Because for me, I want motivation, from that person. So they may be unconventional if they're, you know, let's say like, oh, they're in shape, but they're not conventional. They're not doing based off of science or whatever. Well, that's when you can rely on a certification or a degree. Oh, you're just a buff guy that goes to the gym. You're actually not certified. You actually don't have a degree. Ask them what's your certification. You can look that up,
Yeah.
and it'll actually tell you like what their license number is or whatnot.
That was actually one of my biggest pet peeves. I was a personal trainer a while back, and one of my biggest pet peeves was seeing people training other people. But I just feel like just because you work out doesn't mean that you could be a personal trainer, right?
Yeah,
I hated it so much. And it
yeah.
still bugs me, man. I see people all the time
Of course,
training people, and it's
definitely.
like you have no idea what you're doing. You just what works for you doesn't work for everybody else.
Right. That's like saying going on Google and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of trash on the internet. You got to really sift through the stuff because there's really good information out there. There's good people on the Instagrams, the TikToks and stuff like that. But then you got those you got those bozos out there just out there flexing when they're really not saying much. So I think it's definitely a good idea to use those resources. You're Googling stuff, Chat GPT, and I think once you kind of put all those together, you kind of find that trend. Okay, this is
Yeah.
overlapping with all of these. Let me kind of go in that direction. So definitely following what you're saying with that one.
I like the Chat GPT thing. I bet that could help a lot of people.
Yeah, I actually used ChatGPT in the beginning of when it was still in the beta version, and obviously I have the background knowledge, but I was like, man, I don't want to sit here and reinvent the wheel. So when I asked it questions, um, like if I say, what's the top 10 trending, or what's the top 10 best workouts for weight loss? When I look through it, because I already know the knowledge, I've read the research,
Mm-hmm.
I have the cert, you know, they may be right 9 out of 10 times, and even like that 10th time, sometimes it's like, I could see where you're going, but you could have
Mm-hmm.
worded it better. Like it's pretty good. You definitely want someone to double check, but you know, that's when you double check based off of results. Like follow the plan to a T, as closely as to a T as you can, and then see if you see the results. Like reevaluate. The basic scientific method, right? You got to go back and check and see what the results are. Like people always say, "What's the best workout that I should do?" The one that you're gonna do, like the one that you're
Mm-hmm.
interested in. Well, what's the best cardio machine? The one that you like. Just get out there and do something. Well, what's the
Smart
best
Right.
move.
nutrition? Yeah, like
You're
like
wasting that time. Just get out there, huh?
Yeah, like, well, I read that rowing machine is the best. I was like, well, do you like to row? No. Well, then stop doing it. It's that simple. What do you like to do? Oh, I like to cycle. That's a great, cool, cycle. Oh, but my legs get too big. Try doing intervals while you cycle. Change your gears. Start to research that. But you like to cycle, that's fine. Don't cycle for 10 miles then. Cycle for 2 miles and call it. That's cool. Same thing with nutrition. What's the best nutrition plan? Now, this is where I'm different on. What's the best like nutrition diet? Is the one that gets the results, because you don't have to. That was a little different because you
Mm-hmm.
you can't go with what you like, because hey, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. But it's the one that gives you the results. So yeah.
Let's see. All right, Eugene. So we talked resolutions. We pen and paper. You got it laid out. We're marking off goals. You're checking them Monday, Friday, at least once a week. Starting out small, stuff like that. If you had a chance to train and even help them with their resolution, a celebrity, dead or alive, who would
Hmm.
it be?
Okay.
Don't you
Man,
say
you
Beyonce.
throwing me off with all this silence.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
don't say Beyonce. That's me. I already got
No,
Beyonce
definitely
taken.
not. Definitely not.
Not that. Whoa, whoa,
No, 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 no. This is why. This is why. I
whoa.
one one of these two persons, right? It would be either 50 Cent or The Rock.
Oh, The
50 Cent on
Rock.
the Rock.
Yeah, because like I mean that's intimidating. Like they have just as much knowledge probably as I do, but they still need accountability, when if I'm preparing for a role. So like with The Rock, to me, like you just got to come prepared. And the scariest part about The Rock is he works out like at 4 a.m. So so so, so if he was like, all right, I'm paying you $1,000 a session, but you got to be at 4 and you better not be late. I'm like, oh, I need his money. I need his money. But like the opportunity to work with somebody like that to me would be amazing, knowing that like if I say do it, he's gonna do it 120%. So I need to bring it harder next time. The next person would be 50 Cent because so when 50 Cent was like just jacked up.
Yeah, that boy is big.
It's huge.
So my understanding is he would hire a trainer for a certain amount of time, learn as much as he could from him, and then fire him. So like he would and like I don't know if it's true or not, but I could see him doing that. Like, all right, I got all the knowledge out of like the best trainer in Texas. Cool. What about Atlanta's best trainer? And like he's just gathering all this information. So like for me to be able to be like, oh, you don't need me next month? I have this brand new program right here you've never seen before. You, you've never done hydrostatic aqua therapy? It's great for the joints, and just like see how long I could keep them going for and just like throw this science at them that's just getting this results. Like, you can't fire me, man. I'm just, I would just love to be that smart guy that gets the results. That would be awesome.
We're gonna have to tag him in this episode. He's a Houston
Right.
resident nowadays, so
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
we have to get Eugene linked up with 50.
yeah,
Curtis.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Thanks again, Eugene, for taking the time out of your pre-snow day here in Houston to talk with us and stuff like that. Where can people find you on the socials and the interweb and whatnot?
Excellent. You know what? I am such
Like a
an honor.
grandpa, you got to pull the phone
I
out.
got to look at. Oh man, I was hoping you were going to call me on that. All right. So I am 11 underscore E underscore machine. So
Okay.
11 underscore E underscore machine. I do post workouts on there. Starting today, I'll be starting my YouTube my YouTube channel. I guess I'll put this on here as well. So then I'll have a link
Okay.
on there. And then you can
There you
always
go.
message me on there. But yeah, definitely.
Nice, nice. So that's your resolution right there. Throwing the
Ah,
YouTube up.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'll get that
Yeah.
going, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity. I mean, this is actually pretty cool. I was a little intimidated at first, but yeah, you guys are great people. Definitely enjoyed it. So
No, for sure.
Oh, good
Like I
stuff,
said,
man.
one of many. Because I know you got a lot of stuff rattling around up there, and
yeah,
like I said, it was throwing me off you being quiet every now and then. So I know you got some stuff to say. So
yeah,
we'll
yeah. No,
we'll
I
definitely
like to
have
be
you on again.
I like to be stumped. So I mean, I think you guys did a great job, RJ and Jamie. Being able to stump me a little bit. And yeah, I like that.
I'll have to take a deeper dive into the nutrition stuff next time.
Oh man, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to put me on a time schedule because
All right.
when I do nutrition, I just dive in there and yeah, I get super excited about nutrition.
I
All
want
right,
it. Give me all the
we're penciling
information.
you in.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. But you know what? I would say one last thing as a recap, just because I know we talked on a lot of subjects. I would say the first thing as a recap: plan for success. Spend a little bit of time every day to think about your goal and set a good goal and what's going to be my success on that. Do some research, whether it's Google, Chat GPT, find an app, find a person, and then just start super small. Start real small, work on building habits to be successful. And I guarantee you're going to make it past January, February to that next phase of fitness. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Appreciate that, man. Well, this does it for another episode of the Unleashed Performance Therapy Podcast. If there's any topics or certain guests you want us to have on here, reach out to us on Instagram, shoot us a DM or on unleashed.tx. And like Jamie always says, be sweet to us. Scroll down, leave us a 5-star review, comment, subscribe, send it to your friends. And again, thanks again, Eugene. Peace.